Welcome to MSBT Online Learning Program, MSBT Lead Learning at Your Doorstep. I am Mrs. Rita Vora, Lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department of Thakur Polytechnic, Mumbai. In the previous session, we talked about the functions of various pins of 8051 microcontroller. Continuing further with the Unit 1, today we will discuss the architecture of the 8051 microcontroller. What will be the learning objective of this session? Explain the 8051 architecture. You should be able to answer questions like explain with neat sketch the block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. The contents that will be covered in this session are features of 8051 microcontroller, the block diagram of 8051 microcontroller, the detailed architecture of 8051 microcontroller, the different functional blocks of the 8051 microcontroller, the special function registers. The concept map over here shows the building blocks of a microcontroller. The central processing unit is shown in the center, and the other building blocks are the program memory ROM, the data memory RAM, clock generator, the output ports and the input ports. Let's first talk about the features of 8051 microcontroller. It is an 8-bit microcontroller. The data bus in case of 8051 microcontroller is of 8-bit, which means that 8-bit of data can be processed at a time. It has got 128 bytes of internal RAM, or it has 128 bytes of data memory. Also 4 kilobytes of internal ROM is available in 8051 microcontroller. There are two 16-bit internal timers or counters available. It has got 4 parallel ports and each port is of 8-bit. So in all there are 32 input-output pins available. There is a programmable full duplex serial channel. And finally it has 3 internal and 2 external interrupts. The block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. You can see here the block diagram of an 8051 microcontroller, and the microcontroller follows the Harvard architecture. So in the diagram, as you can see, you have separate on-chip RAM and separate on-chip ROM available. Also, it follows the CIS instruction set, which is the complex instruction set computer, where the instructions are fewer in number but they are complex. In the diagram here shown, we can see that the system bus connects all the support devices to the CPU or the central processing unit. The system bus consists of an 8-bit data bus, a 16-bit address bus, and a bus control signal. All other devices like program memory, ports, data memory, serial interface, the interrupt control, timers, and the CPU are all interfaced together through the system bus. The different functional blocks of the 8051 microcontroller are the arithmetic logic unit, the timing and control unit, program and data memories, the registers, and the ports. Let us look at the detailed architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Here you can see the different functional blocks. The first one being the arithmetic logic unit. You then have the timing and the control unit. You have the RAM memory. You have the ROM or the flash memory. The different registers like accumulator, register B. You have the data pointer. You have the program counter, the stack pointer. These are the different registers. You also have the ports, port 0, port 2, port 1 and port 3. All the functional blocks will be discussed in detail. So, starting with the first functional block, which is the arithmetic logic unit. The arithmetic logic unit is of 8 bits. It performs the arithmetic and the logical operations on the 8-bit data. The instruction register and the timing and control unit. The microcontroller will fetch instructions one by one, starting from the first instruction, which is stored at the address pointed by the program counter, and store it in the instruction register. It will decode the instruction and give information to the timing and control unit. Using this information, which is supplied by the instruction register unit, The control signals which are necessary for the internal and the external operations are generated by the timing and the control unit. The program and data memories. There are two separate memories, one for program and one for data. The program code is stored in ROM in case of 8051 microcontroller, whereas for the other microcontrollers it can be stored in either EEPROM or EEPROM or flash. The program memory of 8051 is of 4 kilobytes. The data memory stores the variable data which is required in the program or the code. 8051 has got 128 bytes of internal RAM. The external memory access is also available in 8051, and 8051 can access 64 kilobytes of program memory as well as data memory. For this, it uses the 16-bit address bus. The port 0 provides the lower bit address which is from A0 to A7 and 8-bit data D0 to D7. This is called as address data multiplexing. Port 2 provides the upper bit address which is from A8 to A15. Registers. There are general purpose and special function registers. The general purpose registers are the accumulator, the register B, and the 4 register bank registers which are from R0 to R7. They can all be used for general purpose. Special function registers. 128 bytes of additional on-chip RAM locations from AT hex to FF hex are reserved for special functions, and therefore they are called as the special function registers. They are used for control or to show the status of various functions which are done by the 8051 microcontroller. And each SFR has got a name and an address which is from AT hex to FF hex. You can here see the SF memory map wherein the following chart is showing the 8051 SFRs, their names and their address. The various special function registers are the accumulator, the register B, DPTR which is DPH and DPL 16-bit combined is DPTR. You have program counter, stack pointer, PSW, program status word, the ports P0, P1, P2, P3, the serial data buffer, timer registers TH0, TL0, TH1, TL1, the control registers like TMOD, TCON and so on. Accumulator. It is an 8-bit general purpose register. As can be seen in this diagram, the central processing unit of 8051 is accumulator based. So, accumulator is used to hold the source operand and the result of all the arithmetic operations like say addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. However, accumulator can also be used as a source as well as destination for the logical operations and the data movement instructions. The B register. It is a special math register and it is used in conjunction with A register as the second input operand and to return the 8-bit result. So if you have the instruction like say move A comma B, then B is the second input operand. It is usually used for multiplication and division. So the instructions like mul AB, div AB makes use of the B register together with the A register. It is also used as a general purpose register and it is treated as a memory location. The data pointer. The data pointer is a 16-bit register and it is used to hold the 16-bit address of data memory. As you can see here, you have DPH and DPL which can be used as two separate 8-bit registers. The 8-bit data pointers, they are used for accessing the internal RAM and the SFRs. The 16-bit data pointer is used for accessing the external data memory. The contents of the data pointer are programmable using instructions. The program status word. It is a flag register and it has 4 math flags and a few status flags. D7 is the carry bit. The carry flag is set when a carry is generated from the D7 bit. It is used in arithmetic, logical, jump, rotate and Boolean operations. In Boolean operation, it also functions as an accumulator. D6 bit is the auxiliary carry flag. and it is set when there is a carry from the D3 bit to the D4 bit during addition or subtraction. It is used in the BCD operation. F0, the D5 bit. It is a user-defined flag. The user defines the function of this flag. The user can test, clear and set this flag through software instructions. RS1 and RS0 are the D4 and the D3 bits, and they are the registered bank select. These flags are used to select only one bank of 8 registers which are from R0 to R7. By default, it selects the bank 0. The user can use any one of the bank of registers at a particular time. So when RS1, RS0 is 00, bank 0 will be selected. When RS1 and RS0 will be 01, bank 1 will be selected. When RS1 and RS0 is 10, bank 2 will be selected. And when both are 11, bank 3 will be selected. The overflow flag, which is the D2 bit, it is used in signed arithmetic operations. Overflow occurs when the result of the signed arithmetic operation is too large, so it cannot be stored in one register. It is used to detect the overflow in the signed arithmetic operations. Parity flag, which is the D0 flag or the D0 bit. It is a parity flag and it shows the parity of data which is stored in the accumulator. If the number of ones present in the accumulator is odd, then this flag is set to 1. This flag is reset for even number of ones present in the accumulator. The parity of the data, including the parity bit, is always even. Hence, this flag can be also used as an even parity flag. It's now time to attempt MCQ set 1. Stack pointer. Stack refers to an area of internal RAM that is used to store and retrieve data quickly. The stack pointer is an 8-bit register that points to the top of the stack, or we can say the last used location of the stack. The push operation in stack will first increment the stack pointer and then will copy the data. The pop operation will first copy the data and then will decrement the stack pointer. Upon reset, the stack pointer contains 07 hex. Program counter. Program counter is a 16-bit register. It stores the address of the next instruction which is to be fetched and executed and is automatically incremented after the first instruction is fetched. The program counter is the only register that has no address. Timer registers. Register pairs TH0 and TL0 and the TH1, TL1, they are the 16-bit counting registers with the count for the timer 0 and counter 0 as well as timer 1 and counter 1 is placed. I/O ports. There are 4 I/O ports which we have discussed initially also. These 4 ports are bidirectional and they can be configured either as input port or output port. Each port, as we saw in the architecture diagram, has a latch and a driver. When external memory is employed, the port 0 has a dual function which is to provide the multiplex lower order address and the data as well, whereas the port 2 will provide the higher byte address lines. Port 3 has also got multiple functions. Some special functions by each pin of port 3 are like read, write, receive data, transmit data and so on. Port 1 is the only port which is dedicated as an I/O port. SBUF, the serial data buffer. It is an 8-bit register used for serial communication. SBUF are physically 2 registers with the same address which is 99 hex and the same name. A byte of data to be transmitted via the TXD line must be placed in the SBUF register. Also, the SBUF holds the byte of data when it is received by the RxD line. Control registers. 8051 microcontroller has 2 16-bit timers or counters, 5 interrupts and serial port which is consisting of the TXD and the RxD lines. To control them, there are special function registers, the IP interrupt priority, IE interrupt enable, TMOD timer modes, TCON, timer control, SCON, serial control, and PCON, the power control special function registers. So it's now time to attempt the MCQ set 2. Let's summarize. The diagram of the 8051 microcontroller architecture shows that the 8051 microcontroller consists of a CPU, a RAM, flash memory, I/O ports, and control logic for communication between the peripherals. All these different peripherals inside the 8051 microcontroller will communicate with each other via the 8-bit data bus, also known as the internal data bus. Thank you.